Okay, everybody, we are Legal Help Live. I'm Ralph. That's Steve over there. We're the Legal Help Live team. You're watching us on City TV Channel 16 in Santa Monica. If you're in Los Angeles, you're watching LA 36. And it's time for you to call 1-800-405-4222. That's the number you call. That's toll-free. That's how you get onto the show to ask a legal question and get a legal answer. Hey, Steve.
Hey, Ralph. Hey there out there. So if you have a small claims court problem, if you have a problem about whether or not the landlord can throw you out, or whether you as a landlord, what you have to do to get a tenant out, if you have a condominium problem, if you've had an accident and want to talk about suing the neighbor who punched you in the nose, or if you've been in a car accident, or if you had a bad result from a doctor, or a lawyer, or a dentist, or a funeral home, you can call us at 1-800-405-4222. If you're Brett Favre, it's Favre, right? Favre, and you're a sports announcer, and you receive a alleged semi-naked picture of Brett Favre, is this sexual harassment? If you want to talk about discrimination on the job, what's discrimination? If your hair is bright red and your company puts in a policy, no bright red hair, can they fire you? Can you claim you've been harassed?
How about bright red herring?
Bright red hair.
Is that okay?
If you've injured on the job, workman's compensation. If you've been furloughed because of state employment, what happens there? We're here to get your calls, 1-800-405-4222, and we'll go on from there.
Absolutely. So what's happening in the news these days?
Lots of stuff. But
what is the state of California doing?
Well,
they sold off the state. They sold all these office buildings for like $2.33 billion. Now what do we do?
24 government buildings.
Yeah, right.
That you and I and our crew and the rest of our staff sold.
Right.
Paid for. We paid for by our taxes.
Right.
And we had it filled up, and we weren't paying any rent. And
there are buildings.
We paid for it as taxpayers in
right.
cash. They, the government, are now selling it or have sold it.
They actually sold it.
They're getting $2.3 billion. But guess what's going to happen? They're not going.
Oh, I understand. I know exactly what's going to happen. You tell me if I'm right. Tell me if I'm wrong. All of those offices and all of those office buildings are going to be gone.
No.
Something different.
They're going to stay there. The state offices are going to stay there.
Don't tell me.
And they're going to start paying rent.
Don't tell me we're going to have to lease back from the buildings we just sold.
Yeah. And allegedly over the term, I shouldn't say allegedly, it's been reported, said, and it's written all over the place, that during the term of, quote, lease, we're going to have to pay $5.2 billion. Now we got $2.3 billion for selling it, and now we're paying rent for $5.2.
Now that's bargaining.
Even with my public school education, that's
bargaining.
$3 billion that we got to pay for something we got $2 million.
That's bargaining.
It sounds phony baloney to me.
Yeah.
A bad deal for California, a bad deal for the taxpayers, and they're just sticking to us.
Well, what it is the politicians who are in Sacramento right now have just bought themselves time, and they're spreading out the problem over the next 20 years. So they'll be gone by then.
Goes to the next guy.
The next guy, the guy after that, or the guy after that. Absolutely.
So if you think, if you have a counter position on it, think it's a good deal, give us a call. If you think it's a bad deal, give us a call. And if you don't care, make sure you show up and vote and make some decisions there.
Well, how about if it's time for us to go to the phones? We'll talk to John.
I'm going to the phones.
Okay, let's walk over to the telephone system. John? Hey, John?
Yeah, am I coming through okay?
You sound great, John. How are you?
I'm good. Well,
where are you calling from?
I'm an aquatics director at a pool, and just earlier today, I found out that somebody drowned in our pool, and I work for a private gym, and so I'm a little concerned about this. I'm more than a little concerned, and right now it's a storm of problems at the pool, but I wanted to see if you guys had any advice at this point for me.
Hey, John, are we talking about Did the person who drowned, was that an adult or a child?
That was an adult.
Okay.
An adult.
Yeah,
And,
yes.
and we have lifeguards on duty, but I'm not quite sure what happened here. But it sounds like our lifeguard may not have been paying attention at the time. I honestly don't know.
Are there any signs Are there any signs out there that say swimmers are swimming at their own risk, or if you have
Yeah,
lifeguards?
we've got signs like that, but I always thought that those things were just kind of, for more like a formality than something that actually mattered.
Well, first of all, the first thing you do is make sure that you turn it over to your insurance company. The second,
Right. Yeah.
The
We've
second,
got in touch with our insurance company.
the second,
and
second thing you
doesn't
do is
take it.
second thing you probably want to do is meet with your company lawyer and look into what happened and make sure that you've remediated whatever the problem is, so that you don't have another horrible situation.
When you're meeting with your lawyer, you might talk about the possibility of interviewing as many people as you possibly can, as fast as you possibly can, so that you'll be able to put together facts to defend. So sometimes that cuts the wrong way, though.
Well,
So should I start getting in touch with other people that I know were there at the time?
well, you personally shouldn't do anything. You should get a hold of your insurance company and have the insurance company people come out with an investigator and do all the interviews, etc., because that's done for the insurance attorneys, and there are some privileges depending on what's said. But one of the things that,
Right.
it's
Now,
a horrible...
if we get sued or something for this, are we going to have to pay out of our pocket if we've got insurance on this?
Well,
It depends upon the levels of insurance. If you're adequately insured to cover the risk and the loss, then no money should be coming out of your pocket. We don't know what insurance policies you have. A lot of large gym companies like this have an underlying policy, then they have an umbrella policy as well, so that if coverage is met or exceeded the underlying policy, then the umbrella policy can come in and provide extra coverage.
Yeah, but lots of companies today, because of the economy, have let their insurance lapse.
That is a bad idea.
So you need
Right.
to,
Well, I got to look into the insurance.
yeah, and
But it sounds like then I shouldn't be getting in touch with anybody other than pretty much the insurance company and the lawyer and stuff like
right.
that.
But there may be hope in this kind of a situation, because if it's a sports related situation and a person swimming laps in a pool, it may be that there's a primarily assumption of the risk, and cutting out all the legal jumbo mumbo. It means that someone getting in a pool